SMT Nation, we back. Looks like cable, fixed wireless access, home broadband in general. Competition's heating up. This story is music to my ears. Also, the second story is from Google Fiber. That service is expanding, and that should help you out too, maybe directly or indirectly. Let's cover them both. Links are in the description for both stories. Cable network spending set to rise amid pressure from fiber, fixed wireless access. All right. Obviously, fixed wireless access is in its renaissance stage. It's kind of early on, but things look pretty promising. People are adopting the service. They're enjoying it. They're switching from cable ISPs. It doesn't matter if it's rural and DSL and satellite, or if it's like suburban with the cable operators. They're feeling the pressure. Fixed wireless access is shaking things up, and it looks like they're going to be heavy spending on their network upgrades in the very near future, more so than they have before. Okay, so according to revenue for cable distributed access architecture equipment, those the spending is about to rise, and it says here to nearly $1.3 billion by 2026, which is up from $1 billion in 2021. So we're going to be seeing what seems to be about a 30% increase over the next few years. The research firm indicates that DAA category includes elements such as virtual converged cable access platforms, remote PHY devices, uh, just pretty much all the stuff that you need to, upgrade networking here. It mentions the optical line terminals, pretty much everything you need for your neighborhood and premise device support and cable and fiber ISPs. All right, now continuously over the next few years, with the spending increasing, what that means to me, and I think to a lot of you, is higher quality performance, better reliability, enhanced reliability. You're probably going to start to see noticeable improvements in your service. If cable ISPs are improving their DOCSIS cores and their backend systems, the fiber to the premise pressure, the fixed wireless access is going to force them to have to do this sooner rather than later, and then spend in more instances in order to better compete with fixed wireless and fiber. Oftentimes, the fiber builders are new, right? Installing new fiber. So the equipment is completely modern, up to date, up to standard, and on the cutting edge. So cable's going to have to do the same thing. They've already got their, when you think about like Spectrum and Xfinity, they've already got their infrastructure in place. In some instances, they just got to make it better and enhance it. And that's what these upgrades are going to do. Now, in terms of the DOCSIS 4.0, that's still a wild card. We don't know when people are going to see that in grand scale. That's going to probably open up the speed wars, I suppose, with cable. They'll be able to almost match, I guess, fiber. You'll see multi-gig download speed. You'll see lower latency. It'll be very much so like a fiber experience, and that's good because some people like their cable ISPs. Maybe they just wish they had better uplink. That's what DOCSIS could enable for them, and it brings multiple options for multi-gig speed to their premise. So this is really good. Now the question is this: would cable have held off longer if not for fixed wireless access and fiber push? I'm going to say, based on the way that capitalism works and based on the way that cable has been moving for the last 30 or 40 years, I would say they probably would have held out even longer. They probably would not have upgraded anything if not for the fact that they had pressures coming from competitors. It says here fixed wireless access is also having a moment as revenue for fixed wireless customer premise equipment. They're talking about like gateways and stuff. And potentially with other fixed wireless companies, they have to put like point to point hardware on like rooftops and stuff like that. All that stuff is expected to increase as well. 5.1 billion by 2026, which is a leap from 1.1 billion in 2021 revenues. All right, so and that's expected. They were like that's like the new flavor of the week is fixed wireless access. So spending going up, and that helps you, fine folks. In order for these companies to scale, to compete, to better generate revenue, they have to produce a better product, a better service. Who knows? Maybe it also improves pricing because they're going to have to compete fiercely in the marketplace. This is wins all the way around, folks. This couldn't come at a better time with inflationary pressures in the economy and costs going up. There's going to be a little bit of a tug here for competition. All right, what do you guys think? Comment on that story. And then to kind of build on that, the Google Fiber story, it is again spreading its wings to additional markets. This is surprising. I didn't think Google Fiber was going to be doing much. It's nice to see them back on the horse and building out again. All right, so Google Fiber has found some headwinds in some places. They've struggled with certain cities and municipalities coming to terms with the build out. And they do have a nice little footprint in areas where they have been allowed to build. All right, Colorado, Nebraska, Nevada, Idaho, looking at market expansions within those places. Those 4 new states join Arizona, which was previously announced. So we have new states getting the build. Google Fiber building out in its existing markets as well, and it's connecting subscribers in multiple parts of Iowa. I think they mentioned West Des Moines and then other parts of the major city, Des Moines. Okay, so what Google Fiber offers is essentially gigabit speed tier options. I think they do offer a 2 gig speed tier, but it's a 2 gig downlink, 1 gig uplink, and it's price competitive, very similar or slightly more affordable than, say, for example, a cable ISP might be who has fiber. Yeah, this is pretty good. You can see the map and the distribution of where you can find the Google Fiber cities and the Google Fiber Web Pass cities, the markets where they're at. I'd love to see this continue to expand and push other operators to improve services, add more fiber. We know about AT&T, we know about Fios. They're all established players, but Google coming into places is really good. I wish it was available in more places. I would welcome them in my community. I would not I would not want to keep them out. I would want to include them because then I get multiple fiber providers and then cable has to compete and prices could go down and stuff like that. I'm all for this. We have 2 wins in home internet, folks. We have spending increasing at cable, fiber, fixed wireless access. They're all going to be making better networks, and then Google Fiber expanding. I hope you guys can see the good in these stories as they are really important to the competitive landscape for us as consumers. Let me know if you're looking forward to this, if you're in these places for the Google Fiber, and let me know what you think of the first story with the competitive thing in the market. This is awesome. Like, share, subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notifications icon to never miss an upload. Links in the description for my Twitter, my Gmail address for all business inquiries, and my Patreon page. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.